Good afternoon one more time from the Henry Patova Gymnasium here on the campus of American International College. I'm Seth Dussault, Anthony Del Trecco to my left, Uli Blomgren to my right as we get ready for the third and final match of this triple header. It is the AIC Yellow Jackets and the Russell Sage College Gators. Uli, both teams 0-1 right now, trying to get a split out of the day. I know you've been in a situation like this. Third and final match of the day. How do you get it done?
I mean, they have a different situation here. AIC have had a little rest, had time to eat some. That could be both an advantage and a disadvantage. They need to get into the groove of the game again. Sage, they have a back-to-back. They need to think of their fatigue and just make sure that they keep their heads on the court. And so I feel like this could be a really good and tight match.
Anthony, for Sage, obviously their first match with Nichols did not go their way. A lot of things that they need to improve. What's a key thing that you expect to see them do better this time around?
I think they're going to be more engaged. I think they're going to minimize their mistakes. And I think Coach was probably talking to them about that. And going up against a team in Nichols, the Bison were very fatigued and they weren't able to capitalize on that. I think they are able to, hopefully, they'll be able to rectify their mistakes. And we'll see what happens after with AIC after they get a rest too, and as we get ready to go here.
They're going through the lineups for both teams. You're seeing the AIC starters, and one change from the first game is that Michelle Baskaba is going to be playing on the floor as a defender, and Manik Marins is going to be the libero for AIC. Wilma Rodriguez not available for this match, so we'll see what kind of adjustment that makes for head coach Hector Jose Reyes in his first season and the team's first real full season of play here in Springfield. Anthony's going to handle the play-by-play duties for our third and final volleyball match of the afternoon. So, Anthony, my friend, take it away.
Always happy to take the handoff, even though I've never played it down in football.
Same.
You like that one, huh?
That's good.
I just thought of that on the fly.
Brilliant.
I'm here all week. Try the veal. Anyway.
God.
AIC is getting ready to go here. We will await who gets the serve. Ben Warren looks like to be getting set up to do so, but we'll wait to get official confirmation.
Worth noting, by the way, Sage in green. The Yellow Jackets, who wore white for their first match, maybe trying to change the energy a little bit, switch to the black.
Why not?
I feel like it's a thing with athletes that they're superstitious.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we lost. We better wear a different uniform the next game.
Let's see if that'll work.
I mean,
Here we
it's
go.
an ongoing trend.
Here
I'm
we
not
go.
gonna lie. Me, for example, I always have to tie my right shoe before my left shoe. It's just a thing.
Ben Warren getting ready to serve. And as Coach Kirby likes to say, let's have some fun. Warren sends it away and off we go. AIC is awarded the first point. Appears to be a lift.
Yeah, that's exactly what the call was. And good first pass off the serve, but
not really there.
No.
The execution's not really there.
Chicopee, Massachusetts native, not that far away. Warren with a boomer. Handled well by Sage, quick. And another stoppage.
and hit the antenna.
It's a tight pass. It's hard for the setter to actually get a good set out of that.
Joseph Weiss, number 7 for the Gators, had bad intentions with that swing. Didn't get a chance to realize on those. Warren again. And that is out.
Try to go tight to the line. If you're going to miss, that's how you want to miss, though, as opposed to hitting it into the net. At least you gave yourself a chance.
Yeah.
Weiss, handled well by AIC. Baskaba.
I got down.
A simple play that's very effective for AIC at the moment.
That's John Rivera Ortiz getting credit for the kill. Folks, I'm going to refer to him as JRO because if I have to say that 3-part name all game long, I won't be able to say much else. Just like Seth, Corey Venable Gonzalez, GVG, same rules apply.
Absolutely.
I missed that guy. Meanwhile, back at the volleyball game, it's another ace serve for the Yellow Jackets.
It's a great serve. He has a great toss. Gets the ball in front of him. Able to rip that.
I know with Marinero, it's been more an issue for him of consistency and a lot of errors on his serves, but working on getting that down and that time able to land it, and he's just going to keep getting better.
As long as you can get a consistent toss, it
We jinxed him.
helps. We
Yep.
did jinx him.
No, that was you two. That wasn't me. I'm still clear of the jinx.
Yeah, I was going to say, you still haven't had one yet, but there's still, well, there's at least 75 points to be scored yet, so plenty of time.
Don't hit me with the math, Seth. You know that doesn't go well. That's why we're over here. We can't do math. Basketball. Over to JRO. Nice block. Handled well by AIC. Basketball. JRO. Pop and drop. Nice save by the Gators. Reciprocation. Tight passing windows here. And just the bump over. That doesn't work. And a nice rally here. And there we go. Pedro Pinelli.
They just pulled all the Sage players inside the 10-foot line. And when you're that tight, it's really hard to do anything. It's hard to move, hard to swing, make a good pass. And Uli,
You
I'm
get
sure.
stuck.
Yeah.
You get stuck and what happened? Oh, he didn't whistle.
Yeah, I was going to say he hadn't signaled the serve yet, and the up official is.
Yeah, what I was going to say is that you get stuck and it's hard to move. And especially hard to move backwards. It's always easier to run forwards.
I don't know about the rest of y'all. I don't have eyes in the back of my head.
I don't either. So a false start, if you will, on AIC. Kind of a weird looking play on the Sage side. Basketball setting up. Oh, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, a little miscommunication on both sides there, Anthony. Sage not getting a great first pass, which led to a kind of a lackadaisical attack with the Yellow Jackets with not a good setup there. The set back toward the 10-foot line, Uli, and it kind of in between the set. And if the setter doesn't know where they're going, it's really hard for anybody else to do anything.
I heard rumors that they are trying to switch it up and see if number 1 Michele can actually set a little bit. That's why it's prone to be a bit of miscommunication at the AIC side.
I was going to say, it's been Brendan Hickey for the most part being their primary setter, but you know, obviously anytime you have a change at that position, it's like, I'm trying to think of the analog in another sport to give a metaphor. And the closest thing I can think of is just a different pitcher in a baseball or a softball game when you're dealing with a guy who throws fastball, curveball, and then suddenly you have somebody who comes in and throws slider, changeup, and just the timing is off, and everything has to be reset, and that can take a little while.
So I think we're gonna have to give them a little bit of time and a few more plays and see if they can work it out.
Well, if not, you can always just switch it back. I mean, Hickey is out there; he's available, so certainly.
We'll see what happens with John over there. We think he stubbed his toe or his foot on the pole.
So right now, AIC only with 5 players on the court, and Ortiz is dinged up and getting medical attention, and that was why the timeout was called so early in the match. And AIC up 5-3. I mean, generally speaking, you're up 5-3. You're not calling a timeout unless this is what happens. And it's an extended time with the officials being.
Just talk about it a little bit and see if they can tape him up.
Yeah.
Still early.
Yeah, it's early on. I'm sure he'll be okay. And I think both teams have pretty short benches. The Yellow Jackets are playing with 7 guys, which is the bare minimum.
It is the bare minimum.
I mean, I guess technically you could do 6 and you just wouldn't have a libero, but and on the other side for Sage, Anthony, they only have looks like 1 on the bench, so they're playing with 8. It's not much more than the minimum. I mean,
it goes back to what you guys were saying in the previous game, fatigue.
Yeah.
Not a lot of fresh bodies to rotate in and out. We'll see. Both teams are going to get affected by this. As we wait and see here what's.
I'm sure he will be fine. Just needs to be a little taken, be a little taken care of.
Yellow Jackets would have to put Monik Marins in.
He's having a dance party over there.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself. He's always been that kind of a guy. Brockton, Massachusetts. I don't know. As far as like the libero being in the game, I don't know if there's a rule about when you put them in how long they can be in, or if at any point the person they've replaced like a certain number of rotations or whatever, because it just doesn't frequently happen. I mean, I know, for instance, with our team, Amanda Rodriguez, a libero, you know, it's pretty systemic how Coach Cribben puts her in and out, and she obviously doesn't do all 6 rotations.
No.
Is that allowed in theory? Like, could you put the libero in and just leave them in?
No. The thing is that they are replacing a player.
Right.
Per se. So they go all 3 rotations in the back row, and then they're not allowed to go in the front row, which is why they need to switch out and be out at least 1 point before they go in again, and that's going to be for another player.
Right, that makes sense.
Ooh, hello.
Back in action, and I guess he's okay.
He looks okay.
That looked pretty good to me. I'm no expert, but that looks like...
I think we can all agree that he got a kill on that one.
It looked effortless.
Mm-hmm. He just, it's like the water boy. He just needed some water.
He has hops, that guy has hops.
Nice strike there by Corey Topple, who was giving it his all in the last game, even in the blowout in the second set. But Topple's the kind of guy it seems like you would want in your rotation with all the power that he has. And looks like we'll get some substitutions. Joseph Weiss back in the game for Russell Sage.
And Topple actually heading to the bench.
There we go with the missed serves from the very beginning from Sage.
Yep. That was Topple, the Hudson, New York native. Pedro Pinelli from Ponce, Puerto Rico, getting a chance to serve. Handled well, look out here. Hits the net, that was Ryan Jennings, the graduate student for Sage, trying to make something out of nothing, but he wasn't able to do it.
Hickey's pass to the front, not necessarily ideal for Basketball, but making something out of nothing there.
He used his head on that one.
I've heard that's important.
Well, it goes back to something that you were saying a lot in the second match, Uli, of our days, that it's not always about just ripping the ball as hard as you can. It's about placing it where you want it to go.
The ball needs to be put down, and that's the only guideline you have. It doesn't matter how you do it.
Weiss can get it on the hook. Warren's trying to get that one. And just an easy hook. It looks like Ryan Jennings again.
Yeah, found the hole in the defense and very effectively, just illustrating our point.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. There you see another way to do it.
Andrew Sampson from Queens, New York. Hickey over to, that was Warren, and he got it by virtue of a touch.
Yeah, tooled the defense there, and
great high swing, super effective.
You notice that Hickey's back to setting. Could just be because Basketball is in the back row right now, though.
It could be. Sometimes you call that a 6-2 rotation system, where you have 2 setters.
Hickey tried to get the bump over. Jennings, and now back over, and just over after hitting the net. That looks like it was Joseph Weiss.
Yeah, just able to beat the defense there.
A little unfortunate touch in the block.
Now it is the aforementioned Jennings, North Brunswick, New Jersey native, graduate student. Oh, that was nice. Basketball handles it well, and what a hit by Alex Marinaro.
A great set.
I was about to say that looked like something that you would see on a set, and you gotta love it as a hitter when the ball is just placed in the wheelhouse for you like that.
Warren again, you can tell he's got a lot of power. Case in point. And just too easy for John Rivera Ortiz.
Overpass, and AIC with the largest lead it's ever had, +6. Could this be?
I feel like this could be, but I do not want to jinx it.
I'm keeping my mouth shut. Warren, Topple, Jennings, light hit. Hickey over to JRO, who just opts to bump it. Jennings handles it well. Sage doing a good job here. Oh, little miscommunication there, Uli.
Yes. A little, like, unnecessary mistake from Ben Warren there to put the free ball to an overpass, but then not great timing and then just miscommunication. John was not ready for that ball to come over like that.
JRO, hello.
He was ready for that one.
He
Yeah,
was ready
I'd
for
say.
that one. He made up for it.
Yeah, and good players do. I mean, you know, I'm going to keep inflating your ego. The rare time that you do make a mistake, it always seems like the next point you absolutely just ruin somebody's day on the defense. And
Instant redemption is the best redemption.
You are feeding my ego right now, Seth.
Springfield, Mass native Marinaro.
wow.
That's an ace. Wow.
Yeah.
Sniper.
Picking the corner. Oh, my.
It's a great placement.
To quote Anthony, one of your favorite people, Jack Edwards, guilt is a powerful motivator. Of course, the longtime Boston Bruins play-by-play guy. The #1 homer in New England.
But when it comes to hockey, he does a good job. Topple, he didn't do that great of a job of there, trying to get it into the net. He's someone who looks like he wears his emotions on his sleeve, but he tries to get better from them when he makes a mistake. So it's Marinaro again.
I feel like this game is going to come down to the team that makes the least amount of mistakes.
I'm with you there, and just as we say that, I think that's 2 on you.
I don't know. I think that was just more of it illustrating her point. I think that's a credit to Uli and, you know.
Okay, we'll give her a pass.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Basketball. JRO. Topple handles it well. Ricochet off. Jennings back over. Warren handles it well. Basketball in the fray again. JRO. Topple hit it, and it goes out of bounds to give AIC the point.
That made my heart skip a beat a little bit. I did not see the line.
Yeah, that ball, I mean, that's one of those that you know somebody's getting a point, and it's just a matter of does it fall in or not, and it didn't that time to AIC's good fortune.
Jennings over to Topple, still trying to get going, and a little bit of a misplay there by Marinaro.
Yeah, I think Marinaro needed to take a step back on that one. It's hard to do. I mean, you don't have a lot of time to think. Uli, you've certainly collected your fair share of digs in your career as well, and you don't often have a lot of time to operate.
It's just reflexes and instincts in defense, to be honest.
That was JRO getting credit for it, but a little bit of a game of hot potato with 2 Sage players there.
And they're going to take a timeout. They're down 8. AIC 8 away from 25. I feel, you know, again, it feels like this might be the one. And, you know, I've said this on a million broadcasts. You know, Uli, you probably haven't heard me say this because you're, you know, usually busy. But jinxes and curses are excuses for people who couldn't get the job done.
There it is. I was waiting for you to say that.
You know, there was no curse of the Bambino. The Red Sox just sucked for 86 years.
Hey, watch yourself.
No, I firmly believe, like, you are ultimately in control of what you do.
I agree.
And you have to
Says the Yankees fan, cough, cough.
Yeah. Like, but ultimately, you have to take that ownership of your game. You have to go out there and play the way you should and do the things you need to do. And by the way, how's this? Another one that you'll like. We talked about this in the second match. AIC hitting .529 right now. 9 kills, no attack errors.
I love to see it. This is just what they needed to do in this game. Just keep the ball on their own side and just focus on themselves and what they can do to affect the game.
JRO. Jennings. Topple with a drive, and it just went past Alex Marinaro, who once again, wrong place at the inopportune time.
Yeah, I don't know how much more he really could have been expected to do on that ball. It's a great placement right on the sideline, and sometimes you tip your cap and say nice shot.
Yeah.
Topple. Warren gets it now. Hickey sends it up. Warren with a big shot coming, and it goes out.
I like how he's aggressive.
Yeah.
I just feel like he needs to evaluate his positioning at that time.
Topple again. Marinaro. Hickey with the set, and Warren threads the needle.
Yeah, Jennings going up for the block on that, just not able to stop it.
He needs to be more aggressive in his block, Jennings. He needs to push over his hands over to the other side.
Jennings, quick hitter here. Ooh.
It's unfortunate for the
It's
Yellow
tough.
Jackets. Pinelli with the dig, but it's right into the net. I mean, if that ball travels 1 foot less, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a game of inches.
It is.
And goes back to another point. Gravity giveth, gravity taketh away. Sampson on the serve. Hickey tees up Warren, and too much cheese on that one again.
You got to know where you're at on the floor at all times,
Yep.
and even if you're in the air, knowing where the defense is, he should have pulled up a little bit on that swing.
I feel like he should try and get his angles more, yeah, like he did there, to the line or to the actual cross instead of just hitting in zone 6.
Good job there. Michel Bascaba from Italy getting ready to serve now. Nice hit, but too much.
Float serve there, and just it floated all right.
It floated all right.
Yeah.
He usually doesn't serve, so I think we should let him get a few tries.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress, just like the whole team is.
There, that's what Bascaba does well, and Warren gets rejected so well at the net by the Gators. Warren, second crack at it, gets a piece of Jennings. Topple sends it over, tries to set up one of his teammates, and AIC will get the point.
Just missed the line with the tip over. I mean, it's a tough play for Russell Sage to make, which is a credit to AIC's offense. When you want to put the opposing team out of system, make them have a bad first touch so that it's hard to get a good set and a good attack.
I love AIC's patience right now. I feel like they're calm. They're doing their job.
I definitely agree with you there.
Good tool kill there, and just tapping it off the block, and Marinaro victimized by that one. Not a whole lot he could really have done there.
No, not really. Especially when you go off the arms and not the hands.
That was Vice on the serve. Nice job there by John Rivera Ortiz.
A kill that's good enough that he gets his full name. I like it. 21-15, and substitution for Sage is they'll bring in Ason Farrell.
Well, the pace isn't at a point where I have to use just initials yet. I'm sure it'll pick up.
I was going to say, this is a much more relaxed pace, and I think that's in AIC's favor, honestly.
Handled well by Marinaro, gets it back
Well
on the
communicated.
Very well communicated. Jennings gets another crack at it. Here comes Topple again, and he gets blocked! Jennings just tries to tap it over, says we got him in transition, but AIC says, no, we got this. And Pedro Pinelli, yes!
I'm twitching.
I was going to say, I can tell your frustration, Uli, and I'm guessing it's that why would you set the ball at the 10-foot line there?
Yeah.
It worked, but that's not how you want it to look.
It's also the hesitation. It's getting better at their communication, but it's the hesitation where it's like, okay, I don't know if you're going to take this ball or not.
Yeah, and that led to how messy that point looked. And again, it worked. And to quote Eric Lang, I'm never going to give one back. But that's what he always says when the team plays badly and they win. I'm never going to give it back. But, you know, if you're for Coach Reyes, it's got to be, hey, guys, that's not the play we want to make.
Exactly.
Quote of the day. I'm twitching.
Twitching. Yeah, we're gonna save that soundbite.
Oh, yeah. That's going on the highlight reel. Fleary was on the set. Bascaba over to Pinelli on the pop and drop.
Just a cheeky little roll shot. I love those.
Yeah, Farrell did a good job of reading it. He just didn't time his dive at it quite right. And again, I think for both sides, a lot of it is more the execution than the overall volleyball smarts. Like, they don't look like they're confused. It's just more doing it right.
Yeah.
No problem
there it
doing.
is.
I was gonna say no problem doing that right, and the Yellow Jackets have set point.
That makes me happy. I feel like they're enjoying the game.
It looks like they're having fun, just like the Bison were earlier. And a big moment here. Brendan Hickey leading the charge. Jennings over. Back over it goes, handled well by the Gators. Jennings over to Topple again. That's been a favorable combination. Hickey to Pinelli, and there it is!
First set win in program history, and the way that they earned it, Uli. Couple good digs. Sage had some good attacks there, but the Yellow Jackets just stayed with it and won the battle.
No, but that's the important part of this. They earned this set. I don't feel like Sage gave it away. Like, they had a few mistakes, but not overwhelmingly so. I feel like AIC took the advantage of what they can do and focused on their own side, were calm, and had fun, just what Monique is having right now.
Exactly.
And to your point, Uli, is this illustrates it perfectly. AIC actually committed more errors in that set, 7-6. I mean, a lot of 5 of those 7 errors were service errors, but they swung 483, 16 kills, 2 errors on the attack on 28 swings, and even 500 attack percentage.
16 kills? That's a great number to put up in one set.
Yeah, and it tells you they're earning it in the way that they were handling the ball. Warren with 4 digs, Hickey with 3 digs, 7 assists, Boskaba 7 assists, 1 dig. I know you guys don't usually play a 2-setter system. Why would you when you have the best setter in the region?
Facts.
but every now and again you do need other people to be able to pass, and I know like Amanda Rodriguez, for instance, will sometimes end up setting for you guys, and to have 2 setters both play really well, what does that mean for them?
I mean, it gives stability, and I feel like it was one miscommunication there, but since then I feel like they've had a clear path to the ball, and it just seems like they're calm in their own space, and that just gives a lot of stability to everybody else. The hitters are more calm. It's fine if you make a mistake because we're going to get it again. It's just, it spreads around.
Monique Marins, while you guys were having the educated discussion, was just having some fun.
And that's such an important thing. Like, honestly,
he was dancing.
Your first season as a program, okay, you're not winning the NCAA tournament.
No.
It's not happening. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
They're not eligible, obviously, but besides, like, even if they were, it's not happening. You know that. So you got to find ways to enjoy it and enjoy the moment and enjoy getting better every day. And then taking handle of the small victories. I got to be there when they were at their first match of the program history. Okay, we lost 3-0. One of the things I said in the van to the guys after the game was, hey, look, we did a lot of good things, and it's only going to keep getting better. Enjoy that process, because the teams that are good here at AIC didn't happen overnight. The hockey team, Eric Lang's first year, went 8-28. Matt Cribben's second season, he was 20 games under 500. Look at where those teams are now. 4 or 5 years, 6 years. It takes time.
It takes time,
and you got to celebrate those small victories as they happen, because that's how you get to the big victories. Another quote of that Eric Lang likes is crawl, walk, run. Right?
Start
you got to crawl before. Yeah. Got to crawl before you walk and walk before you run. And AIC may be right now. This is the transition from crawling to walking.
And like we talked about during the last game, they're all freshmen. It just makes a huge difference. They're all freshmen. They don't have the experience yet.
Back at it here, and Marinaro was trying to get something going here, and Sage was doing a good job there.
They put up a good, stable block.
Looks like Sage has made potentially some substitutions. We'll take a look at the numbers just to make sure. Marinaro.
He was off balance and did not think about his decision there.
Looks like Camden Knight for the Gators is into the game for the first time. And here's Jennings again. Tight air. Window, heads up. And it's JRO getting another kill.
He's so high up. He can use that block like a toy.
At the next opportunity we get, I need to ask Uli a question about serving, but we'll wait for a stoppage. Because there are some different types of serves that we're seeing here, and I've always been intrigued by it. Marinaro, rocket ball. Jennings tries to tap it over, Vance. Basketball over to Pinelli, I believe. Nope, that was John Rivera-Ortiz, my mistake. Jennings over to nobody in particular. Miscommunication, that was Sampson's ball.
Yeah, Sampson had his back to it, and if you're going to pass to somebody who's got their back to you, you got to call out their name as you're doing it.
Communication.
It's like they're just trying to demonstrate all the points that you're making, Uli, about this.
Welcome to the classroom of Professor Uli.
Seriously.
Volleyball 101.
I take that class.
Yes. Wait, where do I sign up? Okay.
Honestly.
Right?
So the aforementioned Camden Knight in the game from Dellinson, New York. His first action. Marinaro, good job communicating there. JRO on the bump. Knight, Jennings. And not the best hit there for Sage.
It's a miss hit.
I was going to say, you can tell the sound that the ball makes when you don't get it clean. Yeah, that
Going back to fluff. Unfortunately, there was no peanut butter with that fluff. What? That's a nice sandwich. It really is. A serve, meanwhile.
I can't with you.
It's a nice combination. Have you ever had it?
I actually really don't like marshmallow fluff.
Get out. Security.
I know. It's a blasphemy as a New Englander to say that.
Security, please remove this man from the premise.
Then you can remove me too.
Oh, wow.
That was dark.
Wow.
Because I do not like fluff either.
There we go. Look at that. I knew you had good taste. That ball ended up out of bounds, by the way, off the far sideline. AIC up by 2.
That was one of those jokes I don't know if Seth saw it coming, but it happened. Jennings on the no-look as we try to keep the train on the tracks here. We'll see how that goes. Pinelli hits that one out. We're already off the rails. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, I was going to say the train left the station a long time ago. I think the station is shut down, to be perfectly frank.
Uli, this is what it's like all the time.
Yeah, this is normal for us.
I enjoy it.
Hey, who has more fun than us?
Exactly. Nearly an ace. Good job there by AIC, and Pinelli drills it into the net, and he's upset with himself there.
Yeah, he mistimed his jump, and he's a little frustrated with himself. It wasn't obviously the best set in the world given the first pass, but I think he feels like he could have done more with it.
He could have done a better decision. He could have just been safe, basically.
Good awareness by Marinaro moving basketball over.
The last thing you want is to get nailed with a rotation violation.
Hickey, they slow things down! JRO is just on fire right now.
8 kills, no errors, 16 swings, hitting 500.
So you're saying he's in the zone.
Very acceptable.
I was going to say, it's like a slow Tuesday for you.
I wish.
JRO picking on Topo. Jennings over to Topo again, just tries to tap it over, and they will get the points.
It's a smart play. I feel like Pedro could have used his hands a little more to turn it inside of the court, but it's hard.
Elijah Tortoriki on the serve. Warren off the hands of Tortoriki and out of the park.
Great side out by the Yellow Jackets. First pass good, sets good, sets up an easy swing. It is what it's supposed to look like.
It's textbook.
Pinelli picking on Knight. Jennings tries to see up Sampson. Hickey calls off basketball near collision, and Warren out again.
And then the set was a little off the mark again because Hickey and basketball were both going for it, and the communication's going to be a little quicker and a little more direct. But again, they're learning, and especially in a two-setter system, it's tough.
Especially because they haven't done it before in a game.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to install anything to your offense in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
I mean, you're used to playing one way, and then suddenly you're playing a different way, and it's a challenge.
Basketball, that was Warren getting credit on the kill, and basketball, that just trickles over to Knight, just tries to float it, and he does.
Credit Russell Sage there with really just sticking with it, as it didn't look like that ball was getting over, and then it did. They still reacted well to get a good attack.
Yeah.
Fleary on the serve. Looks like Farrell's coming out. AIC sticking with who they have. Warren's got to be careful, though. Ooh. That was a little different.
It was, but I like how he was aware and aggressive with it.
We got an update for you. Women's basketball, a final in New Haven. AIC beats Southern Connecticut 70-59.
Great news.
Never mad about an AIC dub.
And now it's Marinaro this time putting too much buffalo sauce on the chicken wing.
Not a great set, though.
And not a great set, but you always need to make every touch on the ball better. It was not an impossible set. It was just not a great one.
AIC gets a little bit of a breather there, getting the kill.
And the set went into the net, puts AIC right back in it.
Warren. Nice job. Jennings over to Knight. And it goes out of bounds. Knight trying to hop up and get those hits.
Hit it with a float. It's good to do that by the serve, but not at the net.
She fits right in. Did you catch that, Anthony? That was good.
I think it might have went a little past me just because I was looking to see if there was anything to talk about on the serve. Run that by me again.
When you said about a float, and she said it's good for dessert, but not so much on your defense.
High five me right now. MVP! MVP!
We have a winner.
Ding, ding, ding. She's hired.
Jennings on that serve there, hits the net.
Out of bounds again. I never would have thought of that. Ooh, you win today. You win. Ooh, he wins.
She does. Marinaro nearly got that back corner with that ball. It didn't miss by much. I like the play.
I like it too. That's an okay mistake to make.
Jennings over to Knight again, who's getting his fair share of opportunities, and a little bit of a situation there. They'll stop playing immediately as Marinaro goes down.
Yeah, he went down hard too, and he yelled. That's not good. I don't know what it is that is bothering him, but whatever it is obviously a lot of discomfort. He is very not happy right now with the situation, and Jess Raniero sprinted onto the court. I don't know, maybe something cramped up when he landed, or.
Well, we can hope it's just cramp.
Yeah, that's certainly what I'm hoping for. And credit to the officials, they stopped play immediately. It's just nope, we're not doing this.
Seth, would it be a good idea to maybe take a break here?
Yeah, well, let's take a little pause here on the NE10 Now Network. We'll come back in a couple of moments when the situation is sorted out. AIC calling its timeout right now is over on the training table to get some medical attention as Alex Marinaro. He walked off under his own power entirely. Looks like Jess Raniero is just going to tape the ankle. So certainly a lot less bad than it could be given. AIC is already down to 7 as it is.
Well,
we got another update for you in some good news. The New England Championships in track and field on the men's side. Now, bear in mind, with the New England Championships, it's D1, D2, and D3. All the schools from New England. AIC's men finished second.
well
Highest
done.
finish ever.
That gave me goosebumps.
They beat, like, let me read off a list of the teams that they finished ahead of, okay? UMass Amherst, Maine, the University of New Hampshire, Sacred Heart University, Central Connecticut State, and then coming in 8th, the next NE10 school, New Haven. The only school that beat them, who won the meet running away, no pun intended, is the University of Rhode Island. Not really a surprise, but a great finish for the men's team, and not really a surprise that Logan Sharp has his crew firing on all cylinders. The NE10 cross country and East Region cross country champions. On the men's and women's side, they have 2 national number ones, the 800 meter Clement Payon distance medley relay team that just broke the NCAA's Division II record in the event 2 weeks ago. A cascade of top 5s. They're the number 5 team in the country right now. Of course, they're going to finish near the top in the New England Championship.
Incredible.
And the women's side, obviously, very, very good as well, with a lot of high-scoring athletes. So,
All right, we're still getting set up here,
He's
and
coming back.
he's back in. He's all right.
little hitch in the giddy up, but he's going to try to play through it.
If there's an athletic trainer on the planet that can get you in a game, it's Jess Raniero. I'll tell you that. She knows what to do. She knows how to do it. She's no stranger to playing through a little bit of pain and finding ways to make it work. She was a lacrosse goalie
There
at
you go.
Mercyhurst University for 4 years. She knows.
JRO, another one.
Speaking of playing through, there was no if that ball hits anybody, it was going to be going through them.
Yeah, hot knife through butter right there.
Great approach, great footwork. Brought himself to the ball into a great position. Incredible.
Marinaro's going to serve. And that looked all right. Jennings over to Knight. Marinaro's able to make the dig. Back over to Warren. Basketball to JRO. Can't get 2 in a row. And a mishandle there by the Gators.
I feel like Sage is down in one of those mental ruts like they were in the last game.
How do you snap out of that?
It's hard. I feel like you need to come together as a team to snap out of it.
I'm curious to see if they continue to attack Marinaro knowing that he's playing hurt.
We'll see.
It would be reasonable.
Knight handled well by Basketball. Marinaro comes in, and Ben Warren pulls up and gets the shot.
That's a great aggressive play by Ben Warren. He gets himself in a good position and keeps being aggressive.
Marinaro gets an assist on that too, which is, it's always fun as a hitter to be able to get an assist. Just a little feather in your cap type of thing.
Mishandle there.
That's a block, I
Yep.
think. Yeah,
Yep, you're right.
That was, I want to say that was actually Hickey who went up and just poked that.
It looked like it.
And then the communication for Sage on that serve. They got the first pass and the setter just didn't. And they're going to take a timeout. They're down 3.
I feel like Ryan Jennings is getting tired of running.
I think I would agree with you there. And while we have a minute, I do want to ask the resident volleyball player about the different serves. We've seen a variety here. We've seen the standstill and just hit it over. We've seen the running start. The running start maybe add some leverage. Is that kind of fair to assume?
The running start where you take an approach before? I mean, it gives you more power behind it and more speed. If you're jumping, it also gives you more height. Obviously, if you jump higher with an approach instead of just standing jump. So there are a few advantages to that, yeah.
And the standing still, do you not get as much power, or does it depend on the hitter more in that situation?
I mean, it depends on the hitter, but it's usually more stable serve where you're more into the placement of it than the power behind it.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of like the difference between, I guess we'll use the baseball metaphor again, a fastball pitcher and a changeup.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking to not give the with those hard serves, you're looking to not give the opposing defense enough, a lot of time to react. And I mean, with the softer serve, you're trying to place it exactly where you want it, where they can't get to it. And of course, the real key, if you can be good at doing both,
exactly, that's the goal.
Yeah, if you can paint the corners with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, well, you see how much money the top of the line pitchers in Major League Baseball make.
Cha-ching!
Yep.
Nice dig there by Topple. Knight getting another opportunity. Has not gotten one to go down for him yet. That one's skied up. Jennings over to Knight. And a double touch, I would think. And no, actually the point's going to go to the Gators for a net violation.
You were right about the double touch call, though. Just it was on AIC. And it was pretty clear. I want to say it was Basketball hit the left hand and then it hit the right hand, and you can't do that.
Basketball over to JRO, and it just went right through the hands of Jennings.
10th kill of the match for him.
I was just about to ask. It's a good number.
And again, textbook too. And
It is.
pass, set, bang.
All you need to do.
Smithtown, New York.
It's easy, right?
Easier said than
Smithtown,
done.
New York native Hickey in as Monique Marins comes in, the libero for today. Warren backtracks, long bump. He's going to need some help on that one. He gets it from JRO. Sampson over to Topple. What a save by Hickey! Pinelli settles things down. Jennings says, we want to speed things up. Topple hits it over, and Monique Marins can't quite get a hand on it.
It's a good rally. It's a good rally.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, it was a lot of good things. A great pickup from Brendan Hickey.
Yeah, phenomenal. Just again, the effort level for the Yellow Jackets has been there all match long, and it's the most important thing right now.
Topple just getting the tap over.
That set's got to be higher. That's a bad set.
It has to be very much higher, not just a little bit.
And credit Ortiz with not trying to do too much with that. He tried to push it over to tool the defense, and they were ready for it, but really they knew that he didn't have any other options.
Pinelli goes into the net.
He was trying to get the what we call 4-to-4 shot. Didn't really work, but I liked the thought behind it.
A lot more attack errors by the Yellow Jackets this set. They had 2 in the first. They have 9 this set.
Hickey tees up JRO. Tag, you're it.
There was no error there.
No. A little higher, and that's right in his face.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the Sage players. The only thing he could do was just kind of absorb it.
Sometimes you're playing volleyball, sometimes you're playing dodgeball.
Wasn't playing either on that one.
Just out for JRO. Keeping it close.
I feel like they're a little, what to call it? They're just slacking a little bit at this point. They're taking it for granted.
A little tentative, maybe.
Yeah, I wonder how much of it is nerves. They've never been in this situation before.
If I know these guys, I feel like it's because they're having a little too much fun.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, you're right. And there's another truism that a former AIC athlete once said to me: winning is a skill. You need to know how to do it. And these guys obviously not as much experience with it yet.
Whoa, hello. Was that Ben Warren? Was that Big 18?
That was Ben Warren.
Couldn't quite tell. The official was obstructing my view a little bit, but
yeah, that was 18 in black. Overpass.
That sounded like a Ben Warren hit.
He was aware. He was aware of the ball. He waited, and I like it.
Uppercut again. That's like the third one of the day.
Do what you got to do to keep the ball alive, but
Sampson handles it well, tries to set up Topple on a high set. Hickey, Marinaro, Jennings. Knight comes in late and a little disjointed there for the Gators.
Tight.
That's not where you want your set to be, which is why the attack came from the back line or from the 10-foot line. But the Yellow Jackets, just as Uli was saying, way too tight to the net on that. You've got to take advantage of that mistake.
Yeah, I feel like if they would have had a setter in the front row, that would have been an okay dig. But now when you have to run in all the way from behind the 10-foot line, it's hard to get that type of.
Last touch by Gator.
Yeah, off the block and out, over the back line, and
Great power behind it.
Yeah, it looked like Warren was going to get stonewalled there, but
worked out okay.
That unfortunately did not.
A
20
few
all.
too many unnecessary errors from the AIC side in this set.
Do you think they might take a timeout to calm the waters?
I think they're gonna try and work it out because I feel like it's just the second set. They have time, but I feel like they're gonna talk about it at least in the set pause.
Fleary picking on Warren. Basketball back to Warren. Jennings gets it over to Knight, who maybe wasn't quite ready for it, but took it anyway. Hickey over to Marinaro, who's been looking okay. Jennings over to Knight, and nice coming in late there, Pinelli, and Ben Warren off the hands of a Gator.
Nice and easy. High dig to the middle of the court, high set, good swing.
That might have gone off the sideline if Tortorici hadn't played it, I think. You could see his reaction to it. I think he realized he just cost his team a point.
Yeah.
See if they pick on Tortorici again. Nope, this time it's Topple. Jennings over to Knight, and was that one a miscommunication on the AIC side of things?
It looks like both John and Pedro might be a little out of balance at that point. They were a little off position.
Both the setters in the front row right now for AIC, and this is the one rotation that's really tough. But
JRO consistency.
But if you're only going to have one I didn't even get to finish. If you're only going to have one attacker in the front row, have it be number 11.
100% sure that it's just going to be number 11 then.
Yeah.
Hot streak continues. He's having himself a good day.
Marinaro will serve. He seems to be okay. He's showing less and less of a discomfort in the ankle too. So
Marinaro. Nearly a disaster, it looks like, for the Gators, at least for a second. Basketball, Warren to JRO, and it's into the bench off the body of Fleary.
Nice and easy again. High dig to the middle. Ben Warren steps in with a decisive decision, puts up a high set. It works out.
They were expecting a float serve. You could hear them yell floater, and then they didn't get it. You could tell it threw them off.
Vice, yes.
As I said before, if you're not blocking, step out of the net and get the tips.
23-22. This is a crucial serve here for Sage. They get the point to tie this. It changes things. If they give it up and AIC's got set point, you're in a lot of trouble.
Violation.
Rotation violation. Oh, no.
And they look confused.
I'm confused too, so.
Yeah, I don't know who's out of position.
I believe they're talking to Jennings.
They're double checking. Is this an incorrect call? That's the question. 3 and 4, they say. Oh boy.
That's a killer.
That's
pun intended, but
that's brutal. That is that is just about as bad of a time to give up a point on a rotation violation as you can think of, shy of literally giving away set point that way.
Or match point.
Yeah, I mean, you've given the Yellow Jackets set point now without
them having to do anything.
Yeah, it's even. I'd rather just have a service error, honestly. Like
yeah,
at least
you did it yourself.
Yeah, this is truly.
Yep. Here we go with Hickey.
And some arguments going on the Sage side. This is breaking down things a little bit.
Jennings gets another opportunity. Topo will allow some frustration. It's a block, and AIC takes set 2.
I mean, they earned the last point. They earned the set point. It was a great block. He pressed over his arms and just went after the ball.
That's Ortiz. 13 kills, 5 digs, a block now. Phenomenal performance out of him. Yellow Jackets needed 13 sets to win their first. They only needed 1 to get their second. Let's see now, can they get their third? Because that's the question.
If they can keep their heads in a cool place, I feel like they can do it.
Yeah, the thing that I would be most concerned about, especially with a very young team, obviously, is you don't want to beat yourself. You've got it lined up now. They're frustrated. They've had a bad day. They haven't won a set yet today. Don't let them back in. Don't give them points. You've got to, they've got to hit better than they hit 108 in that second set.
Yeah.
After hitting 500 in the first. I mean, and obviously, was 500 sustainable? No.
No. But I would be happy with at least a 200 or 250.
Yeah, you got to get to 250, I think.
That was a fun set.
No, it was more competitive. Sage was in it a little more, but at the end they didn't hit well either. Their hitting percentage went down from 148 to 065.
I mean, I feel like both of the teams were just going in and doing little whatever at this point. I feel like it's the last set of the whole tournament. They played 2 games. It's hard. It's fatigue, and it's mentally tiring to be in a gym all day.
It is, and I kind of almost feel a little bit like going back to the East Regional on the women's side with Damon College. They won their final 2 matches hitting under 200.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not the way that you draw it up, but you've got to find a way. And in that second set, AIC found a way. They weren't swinging great, but they did enough of the other little things a little bit better. And you only have to be 2 points better. You don't have to beat a team by 20.
Yeah, that's the thing you need to remember. Just focus on your own side and find any way to get those points.
Another thing I like, too, is just the work all the way around. You have 25 digs as a team. 5 different players have 4 or 5. Baskaba and Pinelli have 4. Hickey, Rivera, Ortiz, and Warren have 5. So it's not relying on one player to play defense. Baskaba's 13 assists and Hickey has 12. And then, okay, yes, Rivera Ortiz has 13 kills, but Warren's got 5. Warren's got 9. Pinelli's got 5. So it's been a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, I mean, volleyball is the ultimate team sport. In other sports like soccer or hockey, you can have one great player who can do most of the work themselves. Here, you cannot have just one player.
No.
So I love to see that everybody in the team is contributing as much as possible.
Now the question, something that they haven't been asked to do yet because they haven't been in a position to do it yet. Can they finish?
I hope they can, and I believe they can if they keep their heads cool.
$1 million question, isn't it?
That is. It's certainly, I mean, it's it. And the flip side of it is for Russell Sage, can they come together as a team? You could see the frustration building in that. Especially after that out of rotation point, they were, fighting with each other about where to go.
And to let it go.
Yeah, it happened. It's over. And as as a teammate, you're not. When you tell a teammate, "Hey, I need you to go here," it's not somebody trying to do anything other than just listen. They need to communicate and be better about that. And we'll see what happens here.
Knight takes it, Topple switches sides, and it is out.
And Ryan Jennings is not on the court right now.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he's been their playmaker. He has 11 of their 16 assists and wasn't a great set. So that could be a problem for them. If he's out for a while, it could be a serious issue.
Tortorici into the net. That was a good catch by Uwe. I didn't even pick that out.
Yeah, I didn't either. Great. I didn't see that he was off either. I wasn't looking at the bench. So
eagle eye.
Yeah,
he is one of the players that I've been most impressed with in Sage's team. So he has good hands.
Ace. An ace serve makes Payne feel better, I would think.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't feel a lot of anything other than euphoria when you land an ace.
I think, yeah, I think that's about right. I think we can confirm that.
I can't confirm that.
Into the net with that one, unfortunately. But yeah, if you're going to get 3 out of every 4.
3 out of 4, that's acceptable. Absolutely.
I tend to like to break matches down into stretches of 7 points. Like, who can you win 4 out of 7?
I like the decision there where it's play it safe. We don't need to be risky right now.
Basketball on the chicken wing, and JRO tees up Warren, who drills it into the net.
Just couldn't quite get it to roll over the top of the tape.
Because AIC, they're not in the position where they have to risk anything at this point. They just have to be patient and put stable balls in the court.
JRO again, got it.
As I said, they don't have to risk anything. They can just do it.
Go with the sure thing.
Yeah, I mean, just good first pass,
Yeah.
set simple for 11, and
Not much else they need to do.
he's putting up Andrea Sararosa numbers right now, too. I mean,
he's
got 14 kills, 6 digs, and a block. It sounds a lot like your teammate.
Sounds like her.
I was just about to say
The Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, I was about to say the sure thing, and the Puerto Ricans pay dividends, especially for the AIC program. Vice coming in hot, gets rejected. An awkward looking set by Knight, but it kind of worked out.
Yeah, that was deliberate. He pushed that ball over, catching the AIC defense. It's
Little off speed.
yeah, threw a changeup and a fastball count.
Hickey, tight quarters. I heard the sigh, Uli, but it's off, off the hand of Knight.
The timing on that, and Pinelli, he jumped a little too early, I think, and he realized it, and he made the adjustment in the air to just, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to get a big booming swing and beat the defenders that way, but I can disrupt their timing.
It's super important for a volleyball player to be able to switch those, to adjust in a split second. And he did that there, so it was really impressive.
Sort of Richie, a little bit of a miscommunication there, but Ben Warren makes everything better on that one.
I talked earlier about the angles, and I love that line swing. It's super effective, and it was a blast too, so that was incredible.
And AIC is making Sage pay for their mistakes. And, you know, not a good attack because it wasn't the ideal pass or set. What have we got? We have another. Do we have another rotation violation?
I think we do.
Oh boy, that's gotta. If it happens once in a match, like, I mean, it shouldn't happen ever, right?
No.
Like, it's 101. But it happens once in a match. Okay, like, in the heat of the moment, say it happens twice.
No,
That's signifying your team doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Back in 2019, AIC women was playing Pace, and Pace. No, actually, it was Adelphi. Adelphi had 2 of those in a row.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I remember that. And I remember Adelphi's coach was
livid.
Yeah,
and rightfully so.
Yeah, those are the this can't happen mistakes.
And Adelphi at that time was top of the conference, and that's when AIC made their move.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been pretty good for AIC since. That trophy that's sitting out there in the front lobby right now. remember that one?
Which one? I can't remember.
The shiny one.
something any 10 champions. There's 2 of them out there.
Wow.
Yeah, can't imagine who won those.
Added a national championship trophy to that trophy case too.
Well, yeah, the women's rugby winning the NYRA championship.
First ever for the school, right? First national championship.
And then, of course, that's just mishandled. The success we already mentioned, the cross country team winning 2 conference and 2 regional titles. It's been pretty good around here, and the hockey team closing in on its 4th straight AHA championship. Ooh.
AIC's going to get it.
I thought that hit the net. I didn't realize it got over and got blocked off out of play.
I mean, It's hard to be just hit off the net and it going in a completely different direction. So that's why I thought it was going into the block too.
Ace!
They've attacked Asun Farrell a lot on the serve, and it's worked out pretty well.
It's worked out. And I like that they're sticking to it.
Again, it's a thing that Anthony said, if it's working, do it until it stops.
Little off speed there for Knight again. That's the second one of those.
At least we had a touch on it this time.
Yeah, it's tough to play that. I mean, honestly, it's not usually something you're expecting. And
no.
Here comes Warren again. It's in.
He's been hitting really well this set.
Yeah, he's definitely settled down.
And you talk about every touch getting better over the course of a play. The pass was okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. The set was good, and obviously the swing was fantastic. So, you know, every touch it got better.
That's always the goal.
They're going to give it to Basketball.
And Sage's coach, Reed Hartle, the players were reacting as though they thought it was out, but Sage's coach pointing at the line said, no, they got that right.
There you go with more of the placement serve than the power one.
Yeah, Basketball not trying necessarily to blow anybody away. He's just trying to pick his spot.
That's going to be another one.
I'll tell you, again, they've picked their spot, and it's Asun Farrell.
It's working.
12-5 now, AIC up 7.
It looks good.
It
for sure looks good.
I'm certainly not I would certainly not want to be in Sage's position right now.
Can't make it 3 for Basketball. Vice handles it well. Warren gets it over, and now it's Marinaro. Heads up! Another point for Uli.
A perfect pass right to you,
Honestly.
Uli. Like, I mean, that was
it happened again.
Teed up right for you.
It was. I like texturing the actual volleyball again.
I was going to say, it's been a while for you,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
it's been a while.
When do you guys start the spring?
That's a great question.
I thought that ball was hanging straight for Seth's face.
No, it was straight to Uli. That's why I didn't move.
Topple!
Yeah, wow. That's a good shot.
It's a good swing. He's up high, hitting high over the block.
Besides, at this point, I know I'm safe. I've got the best defender in the building right now, sitting to my right. Nothing's going to hit me unless she clocks me for something I say.
Well, I got a goalie next to me, so I think I'm covered too.
That's true. You do. You and I are probably the two safest people in the building right now from anything that's going to happen.
Who needs a Secret Service? We have these two.
We're good. We are solid. The Yellow Jackets solid here, just 11 points away. Make it 10.
Ace again.
Wow, Ben Warren.
He's on a roll right now.
Way to rebound. Way to come back after a rough, a little misfiring set like he had in set 2, and he is just on point.
11 kills, 2 aces, 7 digs. That's a great line. Finally into the net, but whatever. You're up 8.
It's okay.
You're not going to win 25-0. I mean, technically it can happen. I've seen it. You've seen it, but like at this level,
I have seen it. I broadcasted it. It's rare though.
Overpass.
Hickey over to JRO. Why not? Back over. Basketball calls everybody off, and Marinaro, he got it.
I love the communication between Basketball and Hickey there. They call for it, get out of the way, make the play, and set the ball perfectly.
It's clear and decisive. I enjoy it.
Now serving to the Yellow Jackets, number 14, Alex Marinaro.
You love to see it. It's what this is supposed to look like, and this is something that they're going to be able to build off of too.
Sampson getting picked on this time. Topple, little sidewinder. Warren, Basketball, Pinelli, handled well by Knight. Sampson calls everybody off. Topple, cross on the diagonal, it doesn't go.
He was not sure what he was going to do, so he hesitated. It's hard to get a ball over the net when you're hesitating.
Yeah, it's just tough to time, and really not a great attack. Pinelli was way early with his jump, which is why he got nothing of an attack, and Sage needed to do more with that than they did.
Ritchie, he got it in.
That's a good placement, straight into the corner. Nobody's defending there, never. So.
I think it might have been tipped at the line anyway. It looked like it changed directions a little bit, so I think they were going to get that one either way. But no, you're right. That's where you want to hit that ball.
Pinelli gets an opportunity and capitalizes on it.
Right in between Fleury and Topple.
Talk about splitting the defender. Gator's going to let it ride right now. No timeouts yet. Ritchie. Pinelli gets an opportunity, and Basketball gets it on the fun, but it's just off the mark.
Just off the mark, but it would have been a great play.
Warren, a middle blocker, a dig in the back row to set Pedro Pinelli, an outside hitter, for the libero/setter Basketball's attack. It's like...
It's kind of like that one time.
They do it again.
Second crack at it. It's kind of like that time where Claudia Gonzalez-Aguinas set up Naomi Eckert-Rivera and she got a kill.
Yeah, it'd be like having you pass to Naomi for an attack. I just like it backwards, but it worked. 19-9.
Do the reverse, they'll never see it coming, and they're definitely having fun.
That's so important.
Topple steps up. Warren over to Basketball again, why not? And Monique Martin's getting in on it. Crowd getting into it, and the official gets touched by the ball. That's not going to get you any points.
I love the fact, though, that they're trying different things, taking the advantage of the opportunity to give people some different looks, some experience doing different things.
Put more things on film for the next opponent. Basketball can't get it that time.
I was going to say, give the opponent more to worry about.
Exactly. Vice, and whistle comes, and the
net
point
violation.
goes to the Gators for, net violation.
I also love to see Wilmer being back on the bench over there. I'm happy that he looks okay.
Yeah, he left the first match in the third set, wasn't feeling well, but he's clearly all right and well enough to be back here supporting his team and be part of the celebration. Hopefully that'll be coming in a few points.
Ritchie over to Knight. He just bumps it over. Good play by Martins. Crowd getting into it. They know something big's gonna come soon if they play their cards right. Hickey over to Warren. Ritchie gets it up into the stands. Nice play. Back over, and the officials say that's enough of that.
That was out. Yeah, it went over outside of the antennas, so it's out of bounds. You can't do that. And 5 points away.
Not a hugely packed Butova gym, but I have a feeling the roof's going to come off this place.
Yeah, certainly a lot of our teams that would normally be here, basketball and hockey being on the road, the crowd, and track and field too. I mean, that's over 100 athletes missing that normally are here. Push ball.
Over again, Marinaro. Yes!
The athletes that are here making their presence felt, obviously not just Uli, but a lot of the women's volleyball team is here.
Of course, we're super happy that the men's volleyball team is actually doing good, and we want to support them in every way possible.
Warren tees it up. Gators trying to stick with it here. That's Vice on a weird little hook. And nice save! I think that was Ben Warren.
It was.
That one alive on the dig. Knight to Sampson. Pinelli on the save and off the bench of the officials' podium.
You can't even be mad about it. You can't.
It has to be there. The podium has to be there.
Well, and then the whole play is just the guys just going for it.
Just got really quiet. But it's not over yet. Still a little bit ways to go.
No, until that 25th point is secured, it's not over. So that's a good thing about volleyball. There's no clock.
I like playing a sport that doesn't depend on time. Mostly because I don't feel less stressed as I would if I have a clock ticking. But of course, we're all different, and some people enjoy playing sports with a clock.
Well, I mean, the good and the bad. I mean, on the one hand, you can't run out of time. On the other hand, if you're ahead, you can't run the clock out. Like, you have to get 75 points.
Knight tries to send it back. Not a lot of power on it. Topple over to JRO. Hickey tees up Basketball, who they're letting him have some fun. And a little tricky pass that didn't work.
Yeah, not the ideal set there. And again, I think really feeling the lack of Jennings being on the floor right now, because the passing here in this third set has not been phenomenal for.
Yep, he hasn't come back in.
Yeah, he's sitting and watching.
Basketball gives one back to the Gators.
They need to keep it together for 3 more points.
Now serving for the Gators, number 3, Deshaun Cleary.
Cleary will serve here. Fleary, excuse me.
Basketball to Hickey. They're giving it to him with the touch. The magic number is 2.
I love to see it. I love that they give everybody a shot.
Yeah, I love this. This is what it's about, and it's obviously always cool to be a part of history and getting to be there. You know, I got lucky that I got to be able to be there for their first ever match, and seeing how quickly it's come together for these guys and the amount of work that they've put in and the amount of work that Coach Reyes has put into it. And
yeah,
they deserve this, and it's nice to see them get it.
Coach has done a great job with this team.
And obviously some credit to Matt Cribben, too, the director of volleyball here at AIC.
Topple keeps the Gators alive.
Helping out.
Magic number is still 2.
So many good things, though, and
Knight on the serve.
Great pass.
Basketball to Hickey. It's into the scorer's table, and the first ever match point.
I got a vote here. How about Alex Marinaro finish it the way AIC scored its first ever point? Let's get an ace here and just end this thing.
Let's see what happens. Here comes Marinaro. Not quite.
You can never make it easy, can you? You know?
Oh, you jinxed him.
No.
A little bit. Topple gets it over. We will have a rally. JRO around.
There it is.
And that's it. It's over. For the first time in program history, American International College wins.
I love to see it. It just makes me happy, and I think it showed that they enjoyed themselves too, which makes it even better.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal feeling, really, to be able to see these guys celebrate that the first time. And a sweep, no less, too. And they played so well. They hit 274 as a team. Rivera-Ortiz, 14 kills, 8 digs. Warren, by the way, on that last point, the first double-double in program history, 11 kills, 10 digs.
I'm so happy for him.
Him and Rivera-Ortiz were unbelievable. Pinelli was phenomenal, too. He had 8 kills, 4 digs. Those 7 guys came together and just put up a battle, and they earned that win. Basketball and Hickey, 19 and 16 assists. Hickey just barely missed out on a double-double. He had 16 assists and 9 digs.
A double-double on their first win.
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely amazing. And the dance is definitely happening now from Martins, and he's getting some hugs from his friends. This is an unbelievable moment, and really glad to be part of it. Well, we got one more match to go. It's not a volleyball match. It's a wrestling match. It's AIC and WPI. It's senior night at 6 o'clock. We will be back on the Any 10 Now Network. Until then, for my broadcast partners, Anthony Del Treco and Uli Blomgren, I'm Seth Dussault, the voice of the Yellow Jackets. Thanks for spending your afternoon with us. Good night and good luck.